Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Switch on your videos, everyone. Yes, what were we doing in the previous class? Tell me.
Advantages of menu.
Advantages of manual. Okay. So did you people have any doubts as far as that is concerned? No. Okay. All right. Now with manure, we have seen that they are a very good source of nutrients for the soil, obviously. But the thing with them is that they, you can say they give, or they basically provide very small quantities of nutrients in the soil. And that too very slowly as they keep on getting degraded. Also, the production of manure takes a lot of time. Because why? Because we're dependent upon the natural process of the plant, isn't it? Not the plant, the natural process of decomposition is what we're dependent upon. So it takes a long period of time for it to be degraded and to become manure. So for our rescue, we have fertilizers. Now fertilizers are just like manure, they're supplements for the soil, supplements for the plants. But the thing with them is that these are chemicals in nature. Okay, they're not just something natural, they are chemicals, they are inorganic compounds that are synthesized in the factories or in the industries. Right? It is something that is synthesized artificially, and it supplies a great amount of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and in comparison to manure, this supplies more nutrients at a faster pace. Okay, so like for example, if you are doing some sort of agriculture and you want to apply manure to your soil, okay, but you want to make it from scratch, so that will take you around like weeks and weeks for that to develop, because decomposition takes time, isn't it? So by the time you would make the manure, then apply the manure and then wait for the plants to absorb it, it will take a lot of time. The season will go away, your plant will not. So then you have to rely on something that is fast, that is efficient, and something that is quickly available, and that is fertilizer. Clear? But you people know that with every good thing comes the bad as well, isn't it? If it is such a fast and quick method, there are downsides to it as well. For example, you only rely on the fertilizers now. Now, excessive usage of the fertilizers, it would lead to the first thing, that is pollution. All sorts of pollution such as air pollution, water pollution, and soil pollution. How? The factories in which these fertilizers are being made, the factories let out smoke. That smoke goes into the air, pollutes the air quality, and we have air pollution. Second, you're applying the fertilizer to the soil. So since it has a lot of chemicals, it's going to stay in the soil. The plant is going to absorb those chemicals, and when we eat the plant, those chemicals are going to come inside our body. Apart from that, they're also polluting the soil. Then many a times when you water the soil, the fertilizers can run off. Run off means that they will get washed away and they'll go to the water bodies, different water bodies. So if a chemical is being added to the water body, then naturally the water body is getting polluted, isn't it? Pollution of the water body. So with the usage of fertilizers, you have air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, all sorts of pollutions are there. Secondly, if excessive amount of fertilizer is utilized, then the soil fertility starts degrading. So what it does is that it reduces or decreases the soil fertility upon overuse. And since it is something that is being in this, like, made in factories and industries, and then it is being sold in the market, then obviously this is something that's not free, right? And since it is a manufactured product, then it will be expensive for the farmers. Not every farmer can afford it also, right? So application of fertilizers, it results in the higher yield of crop, 100%. It is good when used in moderation. At the same time, it increases the cost of farming as well, isn't it? Because you have to now apply money to buy it and then to apply. And you can't just do one packet and that'll be all for the whole entire big tract of land you people are having. So you have to buy it in kgs and then again it will take the money. Now, fertilizers, in terms of its nature, it is water soluble. Like how things they get mixed with the water. So this is a water soluble chemical. So when you're applying water to the soil, this fertilizer mixes with the water and gets washed away sometimes. So it doesn't give the plant enough time to fully absorb that to take the nutrients. Apart from that, remember I told you that these fertilizers, they'll get washed away into the water bodies. Now, if it is going inside the water body, the nutrients are being added to the water body. Now, there are various, you can say, unwanted plants, such as water hyacinth, such as algae. These are plants that grow a lot. So, because of the addition of these fertilizers into the ponds, rivers, lakes, or any water body, the unwanted plants, they're growing. Now, if, for example, this is the water surface. Because of the addition of fertilizer onto the water, into the water, a lot of huge plants are developing on the surface of water, like aquatic plants only. So they are developing. Now imagine this is a layer of water and the whole entire layer has plants on it. So the sunlight that is coming, this sunlight will not reach the bottom of the ocean, the elsewhere in the ocean or water body, isn't it? So all the organisms, they're not going to get oxygen also. They're not going to get any kind of nutrients as well. They're not going to get sunlight as well, and they're going to die. So it is disturbing your aquatic life also when it gets washed away in the water body. Yeah. Now, if they ask you, what are the differences between manures and fertilizers? So this is what we have. And just like how it is shown, you people also answer in a tabular form only. It will make your answer look very nice. So one column is for manure, another column is for fertilizer. So let's see. Manure is a natural substance and it is obtained by decomposition of the cattle dung, human waste and plant waste, right? And even agricultural waste, kitchen waste, all of that. So it is a natural substance made by a natural process, decomposition. Second, the fertilizer, it is a chemical, it is a mineral that is made artificially, right? It is not a natural substance. Then manure, they are organic substances, meaning that like they can be made up of those things that our cells and tissues are made up of. But fertilizers are not organic, they are inorganic compounds. Manures, they are very easily prepared in the field only. You dig a hole and then you dump all the waste, you cover it, wait for few weeks, and then you have your manure developed. Fertilizers, they're manufactured in factories. You don't synthesize them on your own. You need a factory or an industry. Manure contains all the nutrients, but in small quantities. The concentration of the nutrient in manure is less. Whereas fertilizers, they would have a higher quantity of the nutrient and specific nutrients are going to be there. Like some fertilizers, they're specifically responsible for providing nitrogen. Some are responsible for providing phosphorus. So like specific, like according to the need of the plant, you can provide a specific thing. But manure is like a generalized stuff. You provided whatever it is there in the manure, that thing only will supply to the plant. Then manure, they add plenty of humus to the soil. What is humus? Humus is like the nutritive part of the manure. The part from where the, you can say, plants or the soil actually gets the nourishment is the humus. And the manure is also responsible for improving the texture of the soil. Whereas these two qualities are definitely not there in fertilizers. Manure, they're not easily absorbed. Why? Because they are less soluble in nature. They don't mix with water. So when you've applied it to the soil, you've added to the water, so slowly it will be absorbed. Whereas fertilizers, they are soluble in water, so it is easily absorbed. But since manure are less soluble, so even if some of the water is going to get washed away, the manure is not going to get washed away. It's going to stay in the soil for a long period of time, thereby slowly providing the benefit. But on the other hand, fertilizers, being water soluble, they easily get washed away. So quickly they get removed from the soil and the soil has less of it. Clear? So that is the
Yes.
case. Yeah, that is the difference between manure and fertilizer. Now, fertilizers, sometimes we use living organisms because we know that fertilizers are such bad things. So we use living organism as fertilizer, and using that is what we call as biofertilizer. So the main source, like for example, if you're applying bacteria to the soil to improve the soil quality, then bacteria becomes a biofertilizer, a living fertilizer. Cyanobacteria, fungi, all of these are the examples of biofertilizers. Biofertilizers, they are renewable. They are non-polluting source of plant nutrients. Okay, non-polluting. They will never cause any pollution in the soil, water, or air. And they improve the soil condition as well. Some common examples: rhizobium is a bacteria. Cyanobacteria such as Anabaena nostoc. Okay, rhizobium is a bacteria. So this is a bacteria that is a biofertilizer. And Anabaena and nostoc, these are cyanobacteria. Like they are also called as blue-green algae. Blue-green algae. And they are normally, like what they're going to do is that they are going to provide nourishment to the plant by living in the soil. Clear? And this rhizobium that I'm talking to you about, one very special thing about it. Achha, can you people tell me what all gases are present in our atmosphere?
Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide.
Hmm. So nitrogen is in the form of N2, right? Then we have
Yeah.
oxygen in the form of O2, and then we have CO2, right? So these are the most common available gases in our atmosphere. Now plant can utilize O2 in the form of O2, CO2 in the form of CO2. But the plant, they can't directly utilize N2 from the atmosphere. So what it does, this N2 is utilized by the bacteria. And then the bacteria provides this nitrogen in the form of ammonia to the plants. Understood? So imagine such a great work bacteria is doing. And which bacteria are we talking about? Rhizobium. Clear? Any doubts? Okay. All right. Now you people note down this part. Then we'll talk about organic farming. This advantages of manure is done by all of you. Everyone has the notes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now you people note down this part. Then we'll move forward. Done, students? Done till here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hafsa, you're also done?
Just scroll down.
Done, students? Done till here?
Yeah.
हाँ मैम।
What about the rest of you? Acha, okay, take your time.
हाँ मैम। Done, ma'am.
Done till here, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right. Any doubts up until now? Okay. All right, students. So for today's class, we're going to keep it till here only, and we'll continue in the next class. Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Bye.